Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 34 with Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I am Weston Pugh, and we've got a great show set for you guys today. We've got a couple of things that we just want to touch bases on, and I think the first thing we want to talk about is open houses.
Absolutely. We're holding a couple of houses open this weekend, and we'd love to see y'all come by.
Yeah.
The one that I'm doing is at 6931 Pasadena. We're going to talk about it a little bit later in the show. Going to be there Sunday from 1 to 3. East Dallas home, brand new construction, really nice home. Come and see it.
And Robin Krapil is going to be at 6316 Palo Pinto Avenue. Mm-hmm. I think 1 to 3 as well. That's also in East Dallas. We featured that one last week on the show. New construction, 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath, 2-car garage. You don't want to miss this one, so come by and take a look at them.
Yep.
The other thing that we noticed.
Yes, really important time of year if you're a homeowner. The two things going on right now. Number one, today is the last day to file for your homestead exemption. And so if you've purchased a new home in the last year or so, you may have had the benefit of a homestead exemption from the previous owner, but make sure that you get your homestead exemption filed for you because it gives you about a 20% reduction in your property taxes. The other thing that's going on right now is many of the appraisal districts are sending out the notice of valuation for the 2019 tax year. And so it's the time of year that you want to file the protest if you feel like the value that you're being assessed on is over what the market value is, or if you're being unfairly compared to other homes in the neighborhood. So if you need help with this or getting comp data, certainly reach out to Weston or I. We're happy to provide that to you and help with that process.
One of the things also to note when you're filing for your homestead is that they're going to require a form of ID, and the ID must match the address that you're filing your homestead on. So when you close on your house, be sure that you've gone ahead and updated in your driver's license the address.
Yeah, and that is it's a really easy process to do online. It's I think it's $13, $13 to do so, but it does take about 2 weeks for that document to actually get to you in the mail.
Plan ahead. Some of us didn't.
Yep.
So one of the other things that we want to point out is that we just sent out our May issue for Sold with Updike Pugh. You may have received this in the mail. If you have, we'd love to hear your comments on it. And one of the things that we've also done is we've expanded and made this also a digital version. So you may have received that in the email. And there's some really great clickable information on there. Again, we talk about homeprice.fyi, and that is also included on there. Just did that the other day for some of our clients. And it was quite interesting to see the data that it pulled. And then we cross-referenced that into MLS, and the accuracy was spot on. So again, we've got great information in here, and we'd love to hear from you.
So let's jump into our houses today.
Oh, wait, we forgot one thing.
What?
What's today the last day of?
Last day of early voting.
Last day of early voting.
I voted today.
It's hard to do this because I'm backwards. But yes, you should vote. Express your democratic opportunity and take advantage of that.
Exactly.
Let me move this over so you can see my I voted sign. Everybody can still hear me. We're good. All right, so let's talk about some Dallas real estate. Okay. What do we have today?
The first home that we're going to talk about today is 6163 Kenwood, and this is a really cool home in East Dallas. This is we normally talk about homes that have been renovated or new construction, and this is one of those that is really ready for a new owner. And I hear from people all the time that talk about how all these developers are coming in and tearing down these old houses and they're building these new monstrosities. this is an opportunity for you to buy a 1941 cottage and renovate it. It's got really great bones, and it is in a fantastic neighborhood in Kenwood, or on Kenwood.
So this is a great area of Dallas. It's one of those really sought-after neighborhoods that a lot of people know about. Really close to East Dallas, 75. You can get to White Rock Lake. The good feeders are you have Mockingbird, Greenville, and then you have Abrams and Skillman that you can all get up. So whether you're trying to be in uptown or you need to get up to 635, these are available for you. And like Jeff said, this is one of those homes that is a cottage. It is move-in ready.
Yeah.
So if you were thinking, I need something that is a little further along, this could also work for that. But we don't typically highlight something that really has opportunity of future working on it, and this one does. This is one of those great homes. It is still open, which is unique, so it has had some updates, and some of those pictures will show you what they've done inside of them. But you can see here that they've got original hardwood floors that just need a quick sanding, staining, and you'd really have some great property in there.
Yeah, and the floor plate for this already works well. There are some minor changes that could be made. The kitchen's kind of open to the a dining area there on the rear that looks out over a really nice backyard. Each bedroom has a full-size bath. This is the master bedroom that's got the bath connected to it, and then the other bedroom, the bathroom is right outside the doorway in the hall. So it's one that somebody can come in and spend a couple $100,000 on and not be overbuilt for the neighborhood.
Absolutely. And one of the things about this one is that it just has a one-car detached garage. And part of me was like, we didn't have time to do the research on this, so we're not 100%. But one of the things on this one would be interesting to see if you could actually do a two-car garage, and if you could put in a garage apartment above it for like a studio, for having another space. The house just kind of sets up for it. If that was something you didn't want to do, the backyard in and of itself is large enough for a pool as well still. So
great built-ins in this one. It really is I think a great value. This one's priced at what we think is a great value of $375,000, and that's about $254 a square foot for 1,400 square foot in a really a key neighborhood of East Dallas. Great deal.
Yep. And we want to say thank you so much to Jim Barong for allowing us to feature your home. Great home. And I'm sure we've already sent this to several of our clients, hoping that we could find someone for this home. It's that good. Moving on, what we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears and we're going to head into Lakewood, a little further into East Dallas. The address is going to be 6931 Pasadena Avenue, and this is an amazing house. Let's kind of hit the highlights about what's great about this neighborhood. I think everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It is really it's like the heart of Lakewood. You're, a couple of blocks off of Lakewood Boulevard, a couple of blocks off of Tokelon. Great access, regardless of where you want to go. Here's that bingo moment to take a shot. It is really a biking distance to White Rock Lake. I mean, it's just literally right there at the bike. So I'm sorry, right there at the lake. So Whole Foods is right around the corner. Great access into downtown through either Live Oak or Gaston. The Dallas Arboretum is right there. It's just one of the really great areas of Dallas.
So Grand, that whole area right there, that corner, that sweeping up, they've done so much in that area to give you the Tom Thumb now. There's now a Growler brewery. If you keep going out, you can jump on Garland Road. You can jump all the way to 30, which is excellent for commuting in and out of downtown, or you can jump over and wiggle through to Ross Avenue and not get on the highway. But this is one of those neighborhoods, extremely walkable. If you were to put this in walkable.com, it would have a high score. So definitely want to take a look at this one.
Yep. This is a 6-bedroom, 6.5 bath home. Was just finished within the last few months. Has about 4,700 square feet in it, and this is in Lakewood Elementary School District. So if schools are important to you, this is really one of the premier elementaries to be involved in there. Situated on a great street, you have really good walk up to the front of this. It sits up a little high on the lot, so when you have this kind of
it's a presence.
Yeah,
the house just has a presence on the street. It's not like I like it just because the way that feels. One of the things that they've actually done with this is they've actually kind of taken what's not a hard modern, but they've actually took a traditional and made it more contemporary. And so it has a really easy flow. A lot of people don't want that super modern, and this is a really good compromise on that. One of the things that we've seen this developer do that we thought was really great is they've kind of shied away from some of the grays that we see over and over again, and we're fine with that. But this one has actually taken and used some tans, as you see here in the floor. They kept with a lot of the white cabinets, but you can see how they took and actually featured cabinets on either side in a darker natural gray wood, and then went with the dark hardware. And so it really began to create this interesting floor plan. One of the new constructions we also saw over in Jeff's neighborhood did something very similar to this, and we thought that it just resonated as a really crisp look. A lot of dark fixtures. Attention was paid to detailing in the ceiling a lot of times, and then also with the use of natural wood, both wrapping the stove, as you see here, Ventahood, and then also the fireplace, and in the office, it was done also on the ceiling.
Yeah, it really gave just it kind of held that room together.
It does a great job. And
Yeah.
it's interesting to see how everything is evolving, and like the study on this one opens up to a full bathroom, which was great. The master is downstairs at the back of the house on this one. Again, we're seeing great sized bathrooms, great sized walk-in showers and closets. But what this one had that, again, is a big bonus is that second master. So the second master on this one is upstairs. It's at the back of the house. It has a walk-in bathroom with dual vanities, and then it has almost the equivalent of a walk-in closet the master has. This is the example of that.
Yeah, and this is not over the other master.
Correct.
So you've got really great separation there, where you're not going to experience that noise or the footsteps on top of you or any of that.
And one of the things also that this developer really got is that they gave each one of the bedrooms its own access to a bathroom. So one of them is almost like an ensuite. The other one, the bathroom connects and then also opens up to the second living room upstairs. Second living room upstairs is excellent because it has a nice wall space to use just for movies and art. And then it also has a web space. A parlor or desk parlor, and then also a wet bar. So lots of extras on this house that we just kind of really fell in love with.
Yeah, they did such a great job, especially picking things out like the ceiling fans, and they're appropriate size for the rooms, and the iron railing. Yeah, the iron railing that they had made for this is really just gives it a richer feel than we find in a lot of other homes. And this one, this home with the backyard is perfect for a pool. I mean, absolutely perfect. You've got the covered living space out there. You also have access into what could be a pool bath very easily.
I love that. What a first time we've seen that so far.
Right there in the small gray door that goes into what is a full bath inside the main house.
Yeah. So just some really good concepts were applied to this house. It's like, this is definitely not this developer's first house. You can tell that they have done the research, taken their notes, and kind of folded everything into this house that is amazing. So this one comes in at
$1,395,000, which is just under $300 a square foot. Great value. We see construction that is not done as well as this, priced at $300 a square foot all day. This one's a really great value at that.
And we want to say thank you so much, Sharon Red, for letting us have this. And just as a quick reminder, if this house sounds like something that you would be interested in, let us know. We'll be there on Sunday from 1 to 3.
We sure will. I'd love to see you.
What we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears. We're going to head across the Trinity, and we're going to go basically over the Calatrava Bridge, and we're going to head into a very unique area in the Cliff, and this is going to be for 1224 Middlebrook Place.
Yep, and this is Stevens Park Golf Course adjacent. This is a group of townhomes that were built in the 1980s on a private cul-de-sac lot. These are contemporary in design, I guess is what I'd have to say. They're kind of that late or early 80s contemporary design. Multi-levels. It's, again, has great access. If you're a worker downtown, you can jump right onto Fort Worth Avenue, which is just steps outside your door, and be there in a matter of minutes. Interstate 30, with a lot of the express lanes on Interstate 30, it used to be a 40 to 50 minute trip to Fort Worth, and now with the express lanes, it's 25 or 30 minutes all the way over.
Absolutely. And the great thing about this one too is now it's easier to go north-south as well, whether you're taking 360 or whatnot. So if you do need to be a commuter into DFW, you don't have to be nervous now. This is a really great thing. I think that a lot of people also forget that you can take Hampton across, and Hampton turns into Inwood. And so if you're going to UT Southwestern, this is such a great access alley now, or access highway. So if you have questions about that, let us know. We'd love to tell you how Jeff sneaks in and out of that neighborhood.
And this home is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's about 2,400 square foot. Really just a nicely well done home. Lots of mature trees in the complex. Again, a private cul-de-sac. This is the absolute last home on the cul-de-sac. When you walk into this, you've got a really great entryway. And as you can see off to the right there, the first door is 1 bedroom there. There's a full bath next door. And then off to the left where you see that is the dining area, and back behind that is kitchen area. And we'll get to see that in just a moment. But white, very multi-level design, very bright, very open, great use of where the window placement was in these. That is from the dining room down into the living room. And so you've got these great big, gosh, I'm going to guess that's probably the height of that ceiling from floor is probably 20-something foot. And just the wall of glass that looks out over what is a kind of a manicured park back there.
Yep, I think it's actually what is a community backyard. So you have a really deep setback. The great thing about this one, again, you said the space, the light. These are just things that don't often come in all townhomes. So it's really nice to be able to see this. When we first saw one of the units in here, they don't come on very often. It was about 4 years ago. So when Middlebrook came back on, that's when we knew we had to swing over here. Kitchen is extremely well set up and easy. The light comes from the window over the sink that actually kind of looks towards the front door. And then there's also a small eat-in area right there that is off the kitchen, but there's also a patio right there. And if you notice, if you can kind of see out that, there is a window. That window is from the bedroom. That's when you first walk in. Great thing about this one is the way that the master is situated. As the master, you go up the stairs, and the master is enormous. It has a large seating area, and then it keeps going back and you go into the master bathroom. One of the great things about this one is, again, we have really high vaulted ceilings, tons of natural light, and it is configured in a manner so that it actually is open to, right there, you can see that in the bottom of the picture, it is open to the downstairs living room. What you can also do if you're not in the master is you can take 2 steps and you're A, in an office, you're in B, a 3rd bedroom, or if you needed space for a nursery or whatnot, this is a great place for that. So if this is something that you are interested in, these don't come on the market very often. Don't think this one will be on very long either. This one is priced at $545, which is $222.27 a square foot. And this is Middletown Place Townhomes. HOAs are $200 a month. And we'd like to say thank you so much to Kathy Hewitt and Steve Hapgood for allowing us to feature their home on our show.
Yep, thank you very much. The home that we are going to wrap this section with is a condo that we have listed at Parkside Cedar Springs. And this is just a really great community that has had such interest from people that are involved in the healthcare industry, and as that's grown from UT Southwestern to Parkland. It's just, I mean, the convenience factor to anything that's going on in the medical district is wonderful. It's also very convenient to the Whole Foods that's right there at Lomo Alto and Lemon. You can jump on the tollway going north or south within just a quarter mile of that. And one of the other unique things about this is you've got really great diverse entertainment districts. Not just, you can head south on Cedar Springs and go to the bars down there. You can also head over onto Lemon Avenue, and there are so many great restaurants that are opening up over there. And then if you start heading north on Lemon Avenue, there's more restaurants there. So you've got really great access to any kind of entertainment that you want here.
And this is one of the unique complexes in Uptown. There are I can't really think of some of them have small little dog park areas, but this one actually has 2.2 acres that is a private park that is actually on site.
That is owned by the homeowners association.
And maintained.
And maintained.
So buildings 2 and buildings 3 actually back up to this building, as is the clubhouse, and there's a pool that is also open to it. But other than that, this is private. It is fenced and gated. There's a creek on the backside. So for all intents and purposes, if you need some space to get out and have a picnic, or if you have a pet, this is a great place for you to really take a look at. Here's an image of what it looks like in the summer. As you can see, it is lush. They may mow it once a week, and it is home to probably 30 to 50 baby ducks every summer.
Every
It's
spring.
amazing.
Yeah.
So this one is in building 5. It's L, which means it's on the end. It is all alone by itself. When you go up the stairs to that, there is no other front door beside you. Therefore, you don't have anyone coming up your steps unless they're there to see you.
And the unit is a 2-bedroom, bath and a half. It is a corner unit that's one of those unique 918 square foot units. And it's really, I think one of the great things about this is it has the first floor is the living space and kitchen area. And you've got a little bit of an outdoor front porch that, does he have a table out there? Or
No.
I mean, it's a great space to have a little outdoor space there. Also has its own private balcony. But then when you continue upstairs, it has a bath and, an open bedroom and a closed off bedroom up there with the full bath. And some of these units, the tubs were taken out and they were just put in as showers. And I can't remember
Off the top of
if
my head
this
either.
was done that way or not. But the layout on it works really well. Being on the corner, it's very, very private and just a fantastic home. There's also great financing that's available in this complex. And you do get 2 covered assigned parking spaces in this. And one of the great things about this unit is the 2 assigned covered parking spaces are right there at the bottom of the staircase.
Correct.
So,
And last but not least, you got full-size washer and dryer connections rather than have to use smaller ones that get used in some of the other places.
yep. And this one's priced at $189,000. That's about $205 a square foot. And HOA fees are $369 a month. That covers blanket insurance on the building. It covers water, sewer, trash pickup, the park maintenance, the clubhouse, the pool. It is, it is a really great value for what you're paying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is a good one. You may see some of the ads that we're boosting on Facebook for this one. We'd love to get your comments on that as well.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. Well,
So
thank
great
you all so
homes.
much.
Yeah, great homes today.
Yes, we appreciate everybody who's contributed to this. And what we wanted to do now is we want to shift gears just a little bit. Q1 is up.
Yep.
And-
Let's say, the first quarter of the year is up.
Is up. So
We're not going to talk in realtor terms.
okay. Yes, what he said. So even though it's written Q1. Anyway, so what we're going to do is actually go over what we've seen in the marketplace, because I feel like it doesn't matter. We were talking about this on Monday. I said, I have got to work on my elevator pitch because people say, how's the market? And the deal is it's like, well, are you buying? Are you selling? Are you an investor? What side of town do you live in? Because these and about 20 other things are factors that affect the
How you're
market.
gonna answer that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, we were kind of kicking that around. When we get that elevator topic done, we'll run it by you.
Yeah, it is. When somebody finds out that you're in the real estate business, it's the one thing that everybody says, "Oh, well, how's the market?" Well,
There is a lot to answer on
a lot
that.
to answer on that, and I don't want to bore you over a cocktail. So, anyway, we put a couple of slides together to highlight a little bit of the information and to, one of the things that I think is important to know about our real estate market is that we here especially in Dallas County, I think we're very spoiled with our cost of living for many, many, many years.
Yes.
We were a big city, but we weren't reflecting big city prices. and that's really begun to happen over the last several years. So the first chart that I wanted to bring up shows the historical median sale price for Dallas County all the way back to the beginning of 2006. And if you see there, it's about $130,000 and some change. And then they, go through those seasonal fluctuations where things go a little up and go a little down, they go up a little, and it really kind of stayed very flat until you got to the beginning of 2012. And that was at the end of the recession. It was just as the real estate kind of started turning again. But at the beginning of 2012, the median sales price was still $130,000. But then the climb began. And so you can see here every year, while we still have those little seasonal ups and downs, the median sales price always tends to peak right there in that spring market. And as we've gotten all the way to 2019, that median sales price now has risen all the way to $234,000. And that is not the highest point that it's been before. It has been as high as $250,000 in the spring of last year. So, I think one of the things that we're definitely beginning to see, and jump in whenever you want, but I think, we've certainly begun to see a slowing in the market. Doesn't seem to be going quite as, frantic.
And the interesting thing is that last year I felt like there was a flood of brand new construction that was 1.5 to 2 million. And I also felt like there was this disruption in the lower price point where 250 of a single family home you could buy all day long around Northwest Highway and like Highlands and whatnot. And it feels like that has changed to now where we don't have quite as much the 2 million, and it may have slowed down, and we have almost none in that really good homes in that $250,000 price point any longer.
Right.
That it's really taken its toll. I think that right now we have people that are competing against renovators, people who are downsizing that have a different level of money, and so they've really started absorbing that entry-level home. So it has changed things a little bit. We see that the $350,000 to $400,000 home is now the new starter home in some instances. I think that people are starting their home purchases a little bit later, therefore they've had time to save money. They've got a different job that they're working with. And sometimes parents at that point in their life are also downsizing and have more capital that they actually contribute towards closing costs. So there is this change in the market that we are seeing. The greed, I think we both agree that the greed is gone, that it's harder now for people to swallow you thinking that you can price it what it's going to sell for in 6 months. And so we're seeing some of that brought down. With that being said, we still see homes that are priced well and that are clean that jump immediately off the market.
Yeah, the market is still, the number of transactions, while the number of transactions is slowing a bit, it's still the better quality homes, I think, that are the ones that are selling.
And it's not just the homes that are your traditional homes that are selling. We brought one over on in Rowlett, White Buffalo, 805 White Buffalo, and 805 White Buffalo was one of the most unique homes I think that you and I have sold probably in 5 years. And it truly was a 3,400 square foot 2-bedroom house with a study. And it sat on a golf course, and we thought we had it priced right, and we were right. 21 days later, we had it under contract. So it is interesting. It's not just your 322s or your 4 bedrooms on a whatnot. You can sell if it's priced right and you've got it set right.
Yeah. And to kind of update you with some of the stuff that's going on in the Dallas County market, I was just talking about the median sales price and how that's $234,000. That is still up about 4% from a year ago. So values are still climbing. They're just not climbing at the rate that they once were. The average sales price is about $329,000, and that is down about 3% from a year ago. Another interesting thing is that the percent of original, the sales price versus the original list price, sellers are now getting about 96% of what they have originally listed their home for, although that is down about 1%. They were getting about 97% of their list price a year ago. The number of homes for sale has grown dramatically. We're going to show you in just a minute the 3-year comparison, but in the first quarter of 2019, there were 6,100 homes that came on the market, and that is almost 30% more homes than came on the market during the first quarter of last year.
Yeah. So there is this big, well, I'm not going to say big, but there is a slowdown that we're seeing in the market. So this also said that we had closed at 4,933. And again, I just want to point out that we are talking about all of Dallas.
Yeah, this is all of Dallas County, which is
So-
kind of a 30,000 foot view.
Exactly.
Takes every price point into consideration that's in Dallas County. And, it's really, I kind of look at this and look at it as more an equalization or kind of a
Normalization.
normalization
Yeah.
of the market, because, when inventories have been as low as they have been for the last several years, and your days on market is really low, it's a tough market for buyers to buy in.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the next slide kind of shows you that the homes for sale right now, currently in DFW, for Q1 are 6124, and that compares to 4615 back in 2017.
Yep.
And that is substantially different. And I have to say, 2017 was a difficult market.
Yeah, it was a hectic market like that. I don't think is really good for anybody.
No,
because
and it scares buyers.
Yep.
And sellers are always wondering if you're getting the top dollar for it. Did you price it high enough? So a normalization like this does give everybody a little bit more breathing room. Things don't have to happen like instantly like they used to. And so what that shows us is that you had 5436 sales in 2017, and that's down in 2019 to 4933. So there is a little downshift in that, but still great houses on the market. And
Yep.
still at 4933, that is a very healthy market.
Still 5,000 houses that have sold in the first quarter, so in Dallas County.
And so that kind of brings us to like the next slide, which is really important, because I think that Britt Fairs said it long ago when I first got in real estate, that said that real estate is like the weather. And so it may be raining on you, but it's sunny where I am. And I think that we really have to talk about niche neighborhoods and when you cross a highway or when you're in a school district. And these are incredible factors that change prices just street to street sometimes.
Yeah, it does. And so, how did your neighborhood do? Well, we'd be happy to tell you. And we've got the data. And we have it broken down all the way into a zip code format.
Right.
So if you have a specific zip code that you want to have this kind of data in, let us know. It doesn't take much for us to put it together, and we'd be happy to share it with you. Call us or text us with however you'd like to get the information, and we'll get it sent to you.
Yep. So, well, that is just a really quick 30,000 view of what Dallas market is doing now in real estate in the first quarter. And we hope that it was helpful. Again, I think the bigger thing is, what is the real estate market doing in your neighborhood? Because these don't always apply to you, and we don't want people to think that just applies to them. So before you kind of extrapolate, give us a call, let us know. We'd love to kind of help you with that.
Yeah, and we work in every price point that's out there. We, as you can see in some of the inventory here, we love to work with $150,000, $200,000 buyers. We certainly work with $1 million stuff when we can. But if you're a first-time home buyer, we would love to help you. If you're a move-up buyer, we would love to help you. If you're a scaling back buyer, we would love to help you.
Yep, we've been helping everybody this year. So, well, thank you all so much for tuning in. We have really enjoyed our time with you. We may have gone a little bit over, but we've got great information, and we've had such a great time with y'all.
Yep. So thank you very much for tuning in. There's lots of ways to reach out to us. Certainly, you're probably watching this on our Facebook page. Go ahead and click that little like button and give us a comment or two. Also, follow us on Instagram. We try to keep you updated with Weston's facial hair changes and things like that. Certainly go visit UpdikePugh.com. There's a lot of detailed information out there. You can create your own custom market report for your neighborhood. If you want to know the value of your home, go to homeprice.fyi, put your address in, provide a couple other pieces of info, and you will instantly have a value. Last of all, contact us through call or text. We're happy to talk to you. 214-377-2223 is our number, and we'd love to hear from you.
Remember, we want to be your realtors for life.